Hello everyone, welcome to another great video. Immaculate, amazing. Okay, cut it, right. So this is the next video after the video I made before of Class A IPv4 subnetting. So it's just someone who is doing CCNA or planning to do CCNA or doing N plus or networking fundamentals. This is a very important area that I would like to highlight, and thus, obviously, as you know, a lot of people are doing networking, computer fundamentals. So, my humble suggestion would be that just keep these topics inside your mind. I'll introduce more topics as well. So, that's actually the physical layer. So, when I say that we do IPv4 subnetting, that is happening in layer 3. So this one is layer 1 of OSI model, which is the physical layer. And in order to know layer number 3, you need to know layer number 1 and 2. So, let's start it then. Right, the first one is common abbreviations. In normal exams, you'll always have them. For uni, college, this is very common. You'll find these things down there. But for professional courses, computing fundamentals, network fundamentals, N plus CompTIA, objectives, and other networking courses, this might be an idea for CCNA which can be very useful. So my suggestion would be that keep an eye on these ones. So IEEE is the Institute of Electronics and Electrical Engineers. Remember that it's really important. And a brief history of them would be a good idea as an IT analyst or network engineer or even a computer specialist. It's a good idea to know the history. And then you got Ethernet, or some people say Ethernet. So family of standards. There's a lot of standards. So when you do get time, keep an eye on them. I will be talking more about Ethernet frames and bits and pieces, but that's slightly intense area. So we'll look at that. And then you got UTP, unshielded twisted pair cabling. How does it work? How many types have we got? And then you got fiber optic cabling. It's a big C in itself, but fiber optic cabling basics, the standards of fiber optic cabling, and then types of Ethernet, gigabit, fast Ethernet, and then you got concepts of Ethernet IC, Ethernet NIC, Network Interface Card, NIC, and Ethernet Hub, Ethernet Switch, and the concepts of 802, 802.AB, 802.3Z, and all these concepts. Difference between a hub, switch, and a repeater, very important, because as an engineer, you'll be seeing a lot of them. This is important because in troubleshooting, you'll see all these things, especially cabling. So when you work in the field as a network support engineer and you have to go to client sites, you'll be looking at cabling, switches, sometimes hub. Hub are not seen a lot though, but it's still good to know about them. Switches, definitely layer 2 switch, layer 3 switches. Routers, obviously, yes, but I haven't mentioned them yet, but it's better to stick to them once for the time being till switch. And once you're confident with the switch, then you can move forward. Oh my god, I'm so serious now. Right, hold on. Right, let's go to the next one. Finally, on a serious note, type of cables. Just to let you know that it's a part of CCNA as well. Cabling issues, you will only be able to troubleshoot cable issues when you know about the cabling. So in order to understand cabling, you need to know about cabling. So yeah. And then next is the concept of LAN, local area networking, and WAN, wide area networking. Just definition and concept would be very useful in the sense that you don't move off the track because we are into our IPv4 addressing, but it's a good idea to know other layers as well. I'll be talking a little bit more on transport layer as well, but that's a really high area. Like in a sense, if you are going to work in a higher tier architecture, most of us will be working with first line, second line, and I'll explain what it is. But if you are going to move into a senior network role, it might be useful to know about transport layer and session layer as well. But for the time being, just stick to these ones. And then concepts of sharing, like file sharing, printer sharing, what are the concepts? It's very important to practically know it because I've been in some jobs in England and in the surrounding areas in London where people have told me to do their print sharing or how to do their file sharing and create a print server, these sort of small jobs sometimes, and sometimes you have to troubleshoot them as well. And then you got concept of attenuation. There's a lot of bits, and especially I think it's more to do with voice over IP and other stuff as well. But my suggestion would be just forget VoIP at the moment, voice over IP. Just concentrate on the concept of attenuation, crosstalk, and then very important is CSMACD. Um, carrier sense multiple access with collision detection. Yes, I think something like that. It's more to do with switch as well and a hub as well. So once you know the concepts of switch and hub, then you will understand the concepts between. The only thing I want to mention here is probably CSMA and collision domain. Collision domain. The concept of collision domain is very important in contrast or in with side by side with CSMA, and then just concentrate on this physical layer elements. It's really important to pass the exams and to be a better and a professional engineer. On interviews, you'll be asked questions regarding differences between switch, repeater. A lot of interviews I've been to, they ask me about cabling, repeater. So all of this is very useful. Questions about LAN, they'll ask a lot about LAN and WAN questions. Obviously, in my previous video, I did discuss protocols. They'll ask you regarding protocols as well. It really depends on the type of job that you're going to apply for. Maybe in network designing, they might not. They might ask you regarding OSPF and regarding other protocols and maybe SDP, spanning tree protocol, but that's forward sense of it. So what I say is just stick to the basics at the moment. And if you are a uni student or a college student, again, you can look at this. It's a good starting point to go into computers or join a computer course before knowing these. You don't want to push yourself, grab a course for 2 grand and end up knowing nothing regarding cables and OSI model and TCP/IP model. So yeah, and anyone watching in countries where there is less books or there is very expensive books, you can still see these on libraries and internet and get information on these. Yeah. So last but not the least, and the very heavy and important one is EIA TIA cabling standards. Now there's cabling standards T568A and T568B. So when I say about cabling standards, it's really important that you understand them. And practically, there'll be sites. Some sites you'll go down there and practically you should know how to make a cable as well. So I haven't gone more to the practical side of it, but it's always good to know about RJ45 connectors, RJ11, how to make cables as well, crossover cable, straight through cable. There's a lot of cabling involved. So yeah, so how to make cables and concepts of AutoMDIX and AutoMDI, these sort of concepts, very important. So I'll see you in my next video, but remember, if you have time, do look at these, find them on the internet, only 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just see, these are basic concepts, they're very important. Basic networking fundamentals concepts. No one is going to ask you that you have to tell them to them. It's just for your own benefit. So you can analyze that you have started from the beginning. As we are doing IPv4 subnetting, we will be dealing a lot with switches, layer 3 switches, LAN, WAN, MAN, and we'll be dealing with a lot of cabling issues, troubleshooting, and practically in your job role as well, you'll be dealing with a lot of this. So it's really important to know about them practically. If you can, how to make a cable would be very useful, and practically how to make a lab, very useful, part of the CCNA again. And logical designing, very important. In N plus you do get different questions regarding that as well. So how to logically design a network and logically analyze a network. So for that, it's very important that you learn these concepts, and then with the help of IPv4 and VLSM, variable length subnet masking, and other things that we do, anyone can get there. So my basic idea is not to pass the certification. You will if you want to, with your skills and development. Only thing is to become the best engineer in the area, is to grab these concepts and work in the field. And once you are there in the field, then you get your experience for 3-4 months, then give the certification. It's really important. It becomes more easier. You can do it the other way as well, but then you have to nail the interview. There's a lot of ways of it, but then again, this stuff is basically normal stuff, and you will see it a lot in, I would say, level 1, level 2 networking, somewhere down there. You will learn this a lot in the uni as well, and it's very useful course material as well. And a lot of people have given a lot of strain. They give a lot of strain and sense of development that you should learn it properly. So thank you so much for watching this video. Like or dislike. And oh my god. Yes. So hopefully when I'll be back, I'll be in the best of the health, and keep on watching my videos. If you like them, it's fine. If you don't like them, don't worry about it, it's alright. They will still give you some concepts and you can read it. And thank you so much for people who have subscribed to my channel. You are the biggest help, and you are the biggest sort of what you call inspiration. Yes. That's the word, I think. Yeah, you are the biggest inspiration, and people who are watching it in areas where they can't get access to books, I'll try that in my videos. I will briefly discuss these concepts as well. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye.